she started yelling in front of her, calling me everything in front of the church but a child of God.
I would never do this in front of church.
Oh, ain't nothing new. Go ahead.
She continued to argue with me. I told her, I'm not going to argue with you right out here in front of the church. You can call my phone. We can talk about it.
And I tried calling your phone.
She then said, I know what to do. Threatened to call the police. I left. It was my son's birthday. We went on about our day. 2 days later, I was doing as I normally do. Got up, took my son to school. Right after I dropped him off at school, I was pulled over by the police department for driving a stolen vehicle that had been reported stolen the day before. So she reported the car stolen, knowing that its original intention for the car being in her name, the pretenses of the car was it never to be sold to her or given to her. She was supposedly doing me a favor.
He didn't go on there with me. He was in
the very next day after she reported the car stolen, unbeknownst to me, I went down to the courthouse to take care of the ticket. No, I went down to the courthouse to take care of the ticket.
Oh, another one.
She's claiming that I admittedly got on the car while I was driving the car. I took care of that particular ticket.
Stolen.
Go ahead.
I was pulled over on the 26th at 10 a.m. I was arrested. She came to the site where they arrested me. I was sitting in the back seat of the car. Her and her girlfriend drove off with my car because she did show up on the scene. She is the rightful owner of the car. She did possess the pink slip to the car. But the pretense is that she reported the car stolen was all completely, absolutely false, but she did it with malice. I went to jail. I had to bail out of $2,000 for bail. The contents of the car that I've had for 3 years, I literally had a phlebotomy of things in my car. I lived in my car.
Yes.
So there was number of things.
Home away from home.
My home away from home. I had people calling her while I was in the jail for the 7 hours that I was in jail, asking her to, if nothing else, please drop off the child's car seat. That never happened. So I've never seen the car again or any of the contents since she took the car on the 26th. I have had to borrow money from friends for bail money. I am out of the car. I'm out of the contents of the things that are inside of the car, and I'm in a pretty much worse position than I was before I even asked her to do any of this for me.
We made out a prima facie case, all right. Madam Defendant.
Okay, back in September, I bought the car from Chanel.
How much did you pay for?
$1,450.
Pay me anything for my car.
$1,450 in cash.
How did
I paid
you
to
pay
Chanel in cash.
Cash?
Yes.
She did not pay me anything.
Federal Reserve notes I gave her.
Federal Reserve. Wait a minute. Federal Reserve.
Yes. Of course. Okay, so I bought the car from Chanel. Sometime around December, the car broke down. So I didn't have the money at the time.
Hold on, be quiet. Now, you say the car was no longer in front of your friend's house.
Right, so the car was no longer parked where I left the car. So I instantly assumed that maybe the car had been towed, you know, from the city of Oakland, being that it had been parked there for some amount of time.
Keep going.
So once I noticed that the car was missing, I called the Oakland Police Department to see if the car had been towed. So once they told me that the car had not been towed, I said then that I wanted to report my car stolen. So I had officers came out, and I made a stolen report. So that was February the 24th when I reported the car stolen. On the
February the 24th?
Yes.
Just what was the date of the Smile Your Own Candy camera picture?
It was January the 15th.
There you go. We need some of that Twilight Zone music.
We'll be right back with Judge Joe Brown.
That's when he knew y'all was lying.
There was no incident. We never had any verbal conversation.
So she served a restraining order on you at church?
She served a restraining order on me at my church.
Never filed until after I was arrested.
And later today.
So you break up?
Yes, Your Honor.
I take it that your